Hello, good evening everyone. I hope you're alright. Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I'm Les. Hope you're all alright. Yeah, not sure if I'm 100% ready for tonight. I've noticed the next two models and what they are, and it's the Archer Fox thing. So definitely a Ranger as a character, that's easy enough. But obviously Fox Fur is quite like ready orangey. So I'm not sure if I've got the right reds and oranges and if I'm using the right colours and shades. So please don't follow this as a guide. However, this is what I'm going to try and attempt for fur on the fox. Does have clothing, of course, because he's not an actual fox. He's got a archer. Ching. So I'm going to get darker colours, but in some points incredibly bright. Maybe at some of the peaks of his hat and or the he's got a fur-lined cloak as well. Oh, for God's sakes. His fur might work bright blue. I do have, where's it gone? I saw it a minute ago. Drakenhof Nightshade, so I can dull blues down and bring some of that brightness away. Good evening, Lee. Good evening, Twisted, as well. Thank you very much for both of you coming in. And hello. I believe Sparkles has gone upstairs. And oh yes, this is why I'm not ready. If anyone's watching on portrait mode at the moment, I do apologise. I can't read your comment, even though I do have my new glasses on. So yeah, orange and red and blue is my idea for the Archer, but he does have a familiar because I wish him to be a Beastmaster Ranger. And in the case of his familiar, it is the tiny little spider whose eyes are not situated in the same place as all the other spiders I have ever seen in my life. Not sure why, but this has 8 eyes like a spider should have. But there is one there, and then there's 3 down this side, and then there are 3 down that side. That's not how a spider's eyes are supposed to be laid out. So, yeah, this is going to be a spider with a difference, apparently. What type of spider? Essentially, I'm going to have a bit of free reign and a bit of fun, possibly, depending on how this spider turns out. I might just do a complete custom animal for it and make it something like a warp spider, just for the sake of the crossover reference that I can do with 40k. And that'll explain why its eyes are weird and give it weird little, rather than movement in teleports type of. I can have fun with it, as I said, but I'm going to have to base these up first. Basing's always fun, isn't it? Oh no, I pulled brushes out, didn't I? I pulled brushes out specifically for doing tonight's stream. I actually got semi-prepared, except for a few vital things. So I'm going to apologise now, but it's also going to give time for people to come in. Once I've base coated these black, I am going to put the break screen up, and I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and take a tablet and do the stuff I normally do before stream that I didn't get a chance to do tonight because I was too busy looking through my colours to pick out all of these. And that's not well, there you go, that's including the wash and the dry brushing colour and the one that I've got in my hand as well. It is the fun thing. It is Twisted. So I'm going to get to. I mean, it is a lot of work to do a full stat sheet for an animal, but I do have a lot of references. I could go, for instance, take a giant spider's basic stat line if I wanted to, and then just tweak it to have certain things, because it's obviously not a giant spider. See, yeah, my hand's not steady at the moment. this is, yeah, as I said, I've forgone certain things to do others when it comes to prep for this, and I'm beginning to regret the order in which I did things. Because I could have sat here and picked colours while talking to you all, and that still would have been probably better than putting my, well, I say mine. It's Twisted, you made it for me, thank you very much. And it's also got the advertisement for Graham on it. Which isn't entirely fitting for tonight, because I don't think, none of the characters are available on that website, sadly. They are more your human scale and human styled. In fact, I can show you one. I base coated one. Here's one of the big water ones that you can get from there. It's like, I think it's like a frogman thing with a giant hook. It's got a lot of fish and a big, but they're not as cartoony. Yes, I did have a secret little order. Shh. But it's only one thing, and it looked fun. It does look fun. That I got just for me to paint. Yeah. It's probably going to take me months to paint that, and I'll probably only paint it in tiny little pieces when I come down and when I sit down on my desk and go, no, I'm just going to paint that little bit, and that's it. That's all I'll do. I should probably hit record at that point, shouldn't I? But that puts a lot more. The whole point of it is just yeah, that'll do. And then put it back down until I get the next. Because other than this and with you, I don't sit down and paint. Well, I do now. But maybe I should have done it a long time ago. Because only doing practice, twice a week? Because I don't actually paint on a Wednesday at all. I might put a model together, but I don't paint. So if you're wondering what I'm doing with all those models that I've got put together and I've just not got painted, there is a plan behind that, kind of. Because the orcs are just going to be done with the orcs, and when I finally find the pieces to put them all together. So the Deathcopters will get done with when I'm doing the rest of them. The Stomper's a whole different kettle of fish. The Stomper's going to be something in and of itself to do, as is Lasgull, just because of the amount of little bits that are on him. Oh my god, the amount of gubbins that are on that thing is just stupid. But yes, that's the orcs. So the orcs are going with them. Leagues of Votann will be put into a box until I make a sufficient decision on what I should do with them, because I have a couple of options available, so they require some thinking. These, of course, we already know. These are going into one of the places where we have the books and the D&D books and games and stuff, and it's one of the little cubby holes to be a place for all the characters to be, should anyone wish to play. And then we've got character sheets already rolled up, and it's quite easy to play them that way. If it's a world that's pre-done, then it'll be relatively simple to run a one-shot in there, especially if I can. I just realised I've got to do all the lore for this entire island. All the lore for every. Oh my god! I've got to build. Blood for the Blood God, indeed. However, I can't see the. Dang it! Right. If I plug it in, it's not at the right angle for me to watch. But it should hopefully have enough battery so I can. Yes, Blood for the Blood God. No, don't go into. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get rid of it. Go, all that. Go away. I'm trying to do something. No, shush, 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 shush. What? What? Don't, I wish to find my own live stream just in phone mode, not in monitor mode. I have two chats, and YouTube likes to make me confused. I know who I am, it's just. What? No, see. There we go. That's where you're going with feedback and stupid things like that. You should turn your phone down and also mute it, you absolute buffoon. How do you mute it again? Ah, there we go. Right. Yes, you can. Right. Hello, Northern. Thank you for coming in. I can answer now. Yes, you can help. I do have a Discord, and it is free. I hope you are at least of mature enough personality to be able to understand that it's a place for modelling and crafting and for people being nice to each other. If you know a person well enough, certain things may be classified as nice if you say it to that person, but not necessarily nice if you said it to someone else. So read the room a little. But yeah, it's free and it's not particularly difficult to follow rules. They're really, really simple. And there is sections in there where you can suggest ideas for names for all the characters done so far. Ali keeps reminding me I need to pin the pictures. Yes, there are pictures that are up. They're usually in the finished model or work in progress, depending. But if you just tag that picture and tag me, or yeah, just tag me. It's easy enough. And with a suggestion of names, or if it's not already been suggested, Carrot's class. Then yeah, please feel free. Also with Lorca's Northern, awesome, perfect. Then feel free to click on the Discord. As I said, it's absolutely free to go in there, and there's a section where you can, if you can see a picture of a model and you're unaware, throw a name suggestion and a class suggestion in anyway. The worst that's going to happen is go, we've already picked the class for that, but certainly we'll put the name suggestions into the thingy. There's essentially there's two ways to get your name. Well, one way to get your name fully classified, really, and that is if Sparkles, my partner, says yes. If by that, if you could obviously understand, this entire thing is for my partner. Title characters named after her dwarf character just split over a pair of twins, and yeah, this entire thing is for her. So if she ever decides she wants to play a game of D&D, there is something to just for her to go, there we go, we'll set up. Yeah, there we go, let's go. Pick any of those. I think there's about 30-ish models. Pretty much. If you go to the rules, where it goes rules, and it refers to the boss is Sparkles. And the rules are, if Sparkles says you've got to shut up, then you've got to shut up, otherwise I'm not arguing with her. So I've either got to choose you or her, then sorry. Boss says go. And that's pretty much how it works. And she doesn't even have to do it on Discord because she lives in the same house as me. She can be complete. She can be the silent assassin. And yeah, this reason she's tagged as the boss, because she is. I'm not stupid. You'll notice if on my hand there is a ring, although we've not actually gone through with the day yet. It, it yeah. I wear the ring. I understand. I understand the contract. It may not be what the contract's actually written, but I understand the contract. But I had lovely fajitas tonight for tea, and they were cooked by Sparkles. So she also understands a little bit of the, and we have a nice little, yeah. Well, right. So I don't know which chat Sparkles is in. If she's usually in one of them, but I'm not sure which one. But Sparkles actually has two D&D characters. She has Sparkles Oak, which I think is the gnome, the either of the gnome characters. I don't quote me on that. She's gonna have to clarify. And then there's another one which is is it Amber Mead, which is the dwarf. I may be jumping off a little bit earlier to take my tablet. One of my lovely children has just offered to make me a cup of tea. Ah, oh, they are so nice. But yeah, this character, apart from being a Beastmaster Ranger, no idea what it's going to be called. No idea. All I know is it's going to be a fox. And specialization, probably looking at the character itself, is going to be with a bow. So I'm going to have to roll that character sheet up and put that up to level 7. I really should do them all in the app. I should do every single one of them in the app so I can keep track of how many of them there are and who's who. Some of them are in the app that I'm using, and it's only a very basic character creator for 5th edition. It also means that I can use things like Artificer and some of the other ones that I don't physically have the book for, but if I've got the character sheet and I can write it out, then it doesn't tell me what all the rules are. It just tells me that they get that thing at that level, which is a bit, but it's better than not having it at all, and it also gives me a nice easy place to have reference to it all. So I've still got to put all them in that, which I'm not sure who's in it at the moment. I don't think Sparkles or Oak are in it. Yeah, it's probably a good idea if Twisted. If you're not able to and you need to go lie down, have a lie down. I've been told by a couple of people that I'm not too bad for ASMR. I don't know. I don't know now that my audio's changed. Is it really like? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I am. Is it that obvious? But yes. I'm from Manchester. Apparently genealogy says at least half of them has been in Manchester for about 200-300 years. So yep, well and truly, I can't deny that. Oh right, do you know? I don't know. Do you know as many? I don't know actually, because I don't know how many. It depends how many streamers you watch. I only stream twice a week at this time. I'm just having home life and family. I don't dominate where my painting setup is every single night. They do want to watch television and do other things as well, and I'm set up right in the living room. So the fact that I get to go twice a week at this time is pretty lucky, actually. Obviously, it depends what's on if anyone's wishing to use said things at the time. But I also go live Wednesday mornings as well, if I can. It's all dependent on whether, at the moment, it's dependent on whether the shop's got the bloody magazine in or not. They've only missed 2, but still it's frustrating. It's taking ages. I could have done this so much easier if I would just have done it beforehand and took it outside with the airbrush. But it is now nearly 10 o'clock at night, and you can't use airbrush. Well, you can, but I can't use airbrush because I'm in a house. If it was in like somewhere completely separated away from everybody else, no problem at all. However, no. Sadly, I'm going to do this by hand again. Really should use my airbrush more. But that means I won't be using it on camera. But I still need to use it more. Or change when I go live, which would... Yeah, that'll make things weird. This should finish this model off, I think. And then I shall just pop into the kitchen and get my cup of tea and take my tablet. Okay, even better. My cup of tea being brought to me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Go get my tablet next and then done. Oh no. Wait a minute, no. I might be a tad a bit longer. But the spider shouldn't take as long, and then I can move on to the actual painting of them. Because this one should be dry enough to do the dry brush. Basic setup, same as always. So if you've watched me for a long time, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, are you doing this again? It's like, yeah, it's how I set up every model. You know this. Sorry, but that's how I do all models. So I am going to put the advertised Rogue's Den thing up. Because if you're on, I say that because if you're on portrait mode, that's pretty much all you get to see, apart from the thank you half. You don't get to see the other half because of how it works. It's weird. I don't understand. So when I put that up, yeah, that's how that works. Also, it means that I do get to randomly choose some nondescript music-ish randomly off YouTube and go, let's see what that one sounds like. But mute the damn thing while I wait for the advert to pass. Right, I have no idea what that sounds like, so I'm going to put my headphones on. No, that's crap. I don't want that. They do just do some awful music sometimes, don't they? I know you can. Sorry, you can just see that, and you'd rather see the desk, but no, that one's usually not bad, but it's completely awful this time. Me picky over. Go on, we'll try it. No, that's... Don't need to do anything. That'll do. Right, now I've got to reverse the mics, and I will be back soon. Hello, hello, no kitty. As soon as I sit down. Really? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go feed the cat. Yes, I know, cool. Got biscuits. And another one. So, I'm gonna get twisted so my advice and gone for a lie down. Hi, Dominic. I hope you're still here. And thank you for coming in. Kind of northern. What I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do the. I'm gonna do the dry brush. I'm gonna do that setup, but from there, I'm actually gonna paint. I'm just gonna use that to show so I can see where the light's gonna. So I can see my light values already, and then I'm just gonna work off them from there. Because I have none of them are contrast sites. They're all paints and washes. Just it's how I set up so I can see where I need to put. Yeah, always base set up how I do everything. So yeah, it's gonna be that, and then painting onwards. I should get one of them at least completed tonight, and then possibly the other one next time. However, if anyone is watching on portrait mode and they would prefer to be watching on either a television or a PC, then there is a larger view available for you. Right, anyway, on to doing this. It's a spider I've got to do next, isn't it? I'm not even sure which one to do first. I know which colours I've got all the colours out for them, but I'm not sure which one I wish to do first. Spider will probably be quickest, but he's already dry. But the spider will probably be dry by the time I finish dry brushing him. So, yeah. I'm hoping so. I just know this is going to be quicker to paint. A cup of tea is very nice. Damn it, drank it. It's a pint cup. Will it let me scroll in the chat on this? Because somebody did come in and scream blood for the blood god, and I can't remember who it was. It's not showing me that far up. And good evening, Ali. I did miss your comment in there. I've already just figured out I can scroll back through one of the comments sections. I'm clever like that. You think after 4 years I'll think of it. But then again, portrait mode is new. It was you, Northern. Yes. Blood for the Blood God will be Monday. And it will be the last one because it's the end of September. I will be returning to Blood for the Blood God. Because I've got to finish off the World Eaters. Welcome back, Ali. Thank you for coming in. Oh, I hope you're alright. And is everything sorted? I hope. I believe it is. And I hope you've had a good day as well. Also, that means you're going to be another collector of all sorts of stuff, Northern, as well. Because if you're painting a dwarf D&D character tonight, and you also shouted "Blood for the Blood God," which means you will have a 40k collection, or you've watched me before and I've not remembered. Quite possibly because my memory is not great. Alright, you just fair enough. Yeah, no, Mondays and Thursdays I paint. And Yeah, in this case, I have just so happened to have been painting World Eaters as well. But I'm also a fan of proxy models, so rather than pay Games Workshop a ridiculous sum of money for plastic crack, which is essentially what they're selling at the moment with the prices they're charging, I went third party. And just before they closed for business, I managed to get a model from a website called the Miniature Tavern. Now, I think they will still do the odd commission piece if basically you know the STL file you want, or you have the STL file you want. You just need someone to print it and send it. And I think international shipping's a pain in the rear end for them now. What is the matter? What? Would you like to come up? Come on then. Come on then. Well, go sit up there then. Is there someone on your bed? Is Grandma on your bed?
She usually comes on there.
Is Grandma on your bed? Yes, my mother-in-law is also in the room. As I said, I am painting in my living room. So my mother-in-law, who's staying over tonight, is also in the living room as well. So
she's asking you for something, Gary.
Do you want something, Kitty? Yes, I shall. I'm gonna try and find out what the cat wants. Now, this don't forget, she's an old cat. She's 17. She's a very old cat. Yes, we know. We know you are. We know how old you are. We know how grumpy you can be. Yeah, you'll completely derail everything until you get what you want, won't you? I will not. I could not even. How dare I try and do something? When the cat god demandeth it. She won't even go on camera either. I've just asked her to come up. She wants to sit on my knee, in which case I'll adjust the camera slightly so people can see the cat, because people like cats. But no, she's turned her back to me and everything and waiting for me to follow her. Follow her into the kitchen. Yes, you have my attention. Yes, Kitty. Fresh what?
That's fresh food.
Don't look at it like that. You've got food, you've got water. You've just come in. Don't know. There's plenty of places for you to curl up and go get comfy.
Come on, come up
Go.
here then, Oz. Come up here then, Mum.
You're not getting a fresh pouch at this time of night. No. I don't care. No, you can argue with me all you want. You're not getting it. Am I going insane, or am I having a conversation with a cat? And if the mic's picking it up, she is making different noises, isn't she? She is responding.
Come on then, Eno. Naughty.
Oh, is that what it is? Was I not outside for her when she wanted to go out and there was a naughty cat out there? She's still angry at me. Right, okay. Now I understand. Well, I'll be there for the next one. Wait till later. Okay, both black. It's way too long. Twisted, I hope you're feeling alright, man. And if you have finished that blood cloth, then Yeah, no, you only had the gem. No, leave that to the day you definitely go lie down. And anyone else in that chat room, hello. Nobody else seems to have. I'm assuming that is you, Northern, who has just joined. Thank you very much and hello. It's not making noises, but it did pop up on the. It won't do on the PC because it's been told, shh, he's streaming. It has. My phone's not that clever. So, it doesn't know. I never don't tell it to shut up. It will just go beep 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 all the way, and it's no. That's just irritating. Almost as irritating as somebody shaking a bottle with a little ball in it, isn't it? Obviously, how it popped up, I'm not going to just say that live on. Well, Ali, you don't understand how piles of shames are complicated things. I'm sure Northern has one as a collector and painter, just as Graham has one. You haven't got a pile of shame. Ooh. Right, that either means that you're incredibly new to the hobby, or, well, this is the rare thing, you've actually painted every model you own. Which is possible as quite a new painter, but if you've been collecting for any number of years, and especially if you've got addicted to the Games Workshop virus, oh right, you have. Right, okay. Yeah, it is your pile of shame in this case. You're like, no, I'm not looking at. Yeah, I know. Mine's overspilling to. Essentially, I just need to get organised, which is, with what I've got, is a whole matter in to itself, and then it should be easier to sort out. But I have a very largish collection. I wouldn't say he's large. There are people out there with much bigger collections than me. I would say Graham's got a larger collection than I have overall in just model count. Whether that be Games Workshop, 3D printed, whatever it may be, just the model itself. I would say he's got a bigger collection, particularly in his pile of shame, than I have. That being said, it's not exactly I'm not new to collecting. I've got a stomper up there that needs doing. I've got my kit bashed Lasgull or Ghazghkull Thraka proxy that both need painting. But then again, I also have my Angron proxy that's been painted to at least tabletop standard as I slowly get better at painting and more used to handling the brush, because let's face it, most of my time over my collecting career is collecting to play rather than collecting to paint, which is why I had an incredibly huge backlog, and I ended up having to paint damn near 100 Marines over the course of about 4 years on this channel, and I've still not finished painting all the Marines. I painted most of them though. But obviously, along with the model count on that, you've got the cats that I painted for the Cats in Catacombs, and all the models that I'm painting for this, including this incredibly cute little dangerous spider. which does not have a name. Absolutely gorgeous little thing though. It is incredibly cute with a single eye in the front. And I keep forgetting I've got a camera now I can do the zoom thing. There we go. Not as crystal clear, but let's see if zooming out clears it up a tiny bit. I would have to move my light. I'm gonna move my light just for this reason. Because that is quite a cute little spider. But the annoying little eyes down the side, and the 1, 2, and then the other 3 down there to make the 8, that's quite annoying. Oh, they were an absolute nightmare. They're smaller than these, technically, on scale and detail wise. They gave me a headache. I had to use the magnifying goggles, and even then I couldn't see it. It was just, yeah. Those cats, I may actually get stripped one day and redone. Just if I can feel I could do a better paint job. But oh dear God, they're tiny. They're like that big. They're like so small. They're like, yeah. One of them's like the same height as that, but with daggers and potions and clothes and what the hell? That's just stupidly tiny. And he agreed to paint 2 sets of them. I've not got the certificate yet, people, but you can probably classify that. I'm probably yeah, I'm nuts. Okay, who should we start first? I think we should start with the spider. So that's yellow and pink. Of course. So, for yellow, the very dark recesses, I'm going to be using Zandri Desert. Z-A-M-E-S-I. However you pronounce that. Desert. Freaking, why can't they just call it like the ochre shade that it is and just have done with it? Also, Avalon Sunset as a kind of just to brighten that up a bit, but I do want the pincery things at the back and the very tips of the claws to be really, really, really bright yellow. Then the eyes are going to be layered up through pink. Because of course, why wouldn't you? It's a spider. Yeah. I think it's Sloan. Sloan still gives me a headache whenever I think about painting that one. Or Solon, whatever the sorcerer one's called. That's the Avalon Sunset. I got the wrong paint out first because I'm not thinking. Yeah, whatever the. Oh, what was it called? Ali says hello to everybody in landscape mode. I'm not sure who's in there. I think Twisted is listening because he's gone for a lie down. He says 2. I'm not sure, so I'm not sure who the other one is because they've not said hello yet. Or it might be Sparkles, in which case it's Sparkles. It might not. I don't know. I know she's in one of them. I know she's looking in one of them. I just don't know which one. Hello, Fox. Welcome back, mate. Welcome back. Sarah's you've not realised that it's a bunch of like really old people that come in here yet, have you? most of my viewers, I'm afraid, as far as I'm aware, are over the age of 30. Just to remind you that, Fox. We don't have teenage energy no more. Like, I'll look at my analytics, alright? I may not be a big YouTuber. I don't do this for money. But I still look at my analytics. And it tells me the rough age range-ish of the people that watch. Certainly the people that stick around for any period of time that YouTube can log in and go, right, no, that person's logged as that age, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, my main viewership is 30 plus. Don't get me wrong, that has gone down. At one point, it was just the 45 plus range. So it's slowly coming down. But yes, no, you don't have to leave, Fox. I'm just letting you know to bear in mind that we're all older adults. We're more like, you've come to party with your mum and dad. Your mum and dad are sitting down for a cup of tea. So I'm not saying you're not welcome. You are more than welcome. It's just the energy might not be what. Yeah, it's a much more relaxed energy. So how about what you're painting tonight, man? What you working on? Are you editing a video? How's the new video going? Strike up a conversation by all means, mate, but bear in mind that most people you're going to be talking to will probably be old enough to be your dad or your mum. So may have a slightly different take on how things go. It's just more of a, it's just a heads up to read room, mate. Read room. Nice to have you back, though. Nice to have you back. You seem happy. You seem a lot happier than last time, which is good to know. It kind of comes with the territory when you're in that age yourself. Yeah, it just happens. These are all games that we're playing. D&D, Warhammer. Well, if you go back to Road Trader, these are really old games that you're playing. Especially with D&D. My first introduction just happens to be 5th edition, really. Outside of computer games. I think it was 3.5 was Baldur's Gate written in. Or was it a D&D? I can't remember the exact edition, but I remember you basically got the player's handbook to play the game. Especially if you was playing, it was especially helpful for playing wizards because it gives you the full spell list as well. that's kind of what you have stumbled into, Northern. Basically, I'm a very acquired taste, but if you stick around, it's quite nice. Um, and we do talk to each other, especially in chat. So you and Ali could strike up a conversation. It's nothing to do with me at all on stream, it's your conversation, not my conversation. So yeah, you've kind of stumbled into what is slowly growing into that type of thing. I mean, on the other screen, there's Twisted Nose Painting, there's Rogues Den Hobbies Graham. There is Anfield Road Layout in the Loft. Sometimes Muju's calls over there, sometimes Anthony calls over on there as well. So there are a few people that do post Silvers. So that, yeah, you kind of have stumbled into a very small little, and we're more than happy to welcome new people in. There's no obligation for it, but it is. Most of us are. Yeah, we've been there, done that, wore the t-shirt out, and now praying to God that our kids keep the t-shirts on us to go raging down the street going, woo! As they rip raw through life. Heck, my eldest is nearly an adult. That's scary. That scares the heck out of me every time. I said, Ali doesn't paint, by the way. Ali's just here because she's a very, very nice person and we get on. And she likes to watch what I do. She doesn't do it herself, though. Which is a very smart thing to do. Very smart thing to do. I'll watch them do it. I'm not doing it. Why? Do you realise how much that bloody costs? I'm not. No. Obviously, these not so much, but Warhammer, if you're just starting out, yeah, no. Ali has also come kind of deputy head mod as well, by default. Falling behind whichever one Sparkles is in. By default. She turns up on every stream so far that she's been aware of. So as much as I have other people to thank for other things, the more technical side, the more visual side, blah blah blah. Ali has been very, very kind with her time. Fair enough, that was the name I was not using specifically because it was on YouTube and you yourself had not specified, but I'll still call you Northern. Because most people usually end up, regardless of whether we find out the real names, it's usually no, these are the names we know. So I'm Laz, regardless of whether Ali knows my real name or not. I'm Laz now for life. Captain Baptin, who you may one day see up here. He used to come up quite a lot during my earlier days. Quite a lot during my earlier days because it's so much easier. But yeah, he actually called me Laz in real life when I went over to see went over there, met up, went to a gig with him, and he knows my real name. He 100% knows my real name. However, all night he called me Laz, and I called him Captain all night. It's just how it works. Laz moves the model up. Sorry, thank you. This is also one of the things that Ali helps with as well. Is making sure I've got the model in the right place. It's that Irish, you know. It's 100% pure. Get the job done right, boy. Yep. I want to watch this and I can't see. Get it in camera for it. It's a good point. And a hell of a lot more politely than that. Because I know if this was on Discord and she was in there, she wouldn't have been this polite. She wouldn't be this polite because she's on YouTube. See, what I'm actually hoping is secretly, Sparkles is watching on the horizontal one, and Ali is on the portrait one. What I don't want is two to team up. No, thank you. My Sparkles is a lovely woman. She's a very lovely woman. But if given access to Ali's more direct approach and vocabulary, it becomes a bit of an issue for me. Words like glamping appear, and it's like, I don't like that. I don't like the word glamping. Glamping implies that he's going to be some pretentious. Now, I've been told, apparently, and buzzing if you're the other person, then this is by you. Now, if I don't swear, more people might watch. But I'm sorry, you get me as me. So, yeah, glamping to me implies that I'm going to be next to some complete and utter twat called fucking, I don't know, named after some god knows label, or city, because his parents can't. That's where I mean with conceit. Oh, for God's sakes. Yeah, he's probably going to have some kind of man bun and man bag with sandals. And he's probably going to want to make friends with me. And no. And that's. See, something like a building essentially going to either a static caravan or a chalet type, just small building, just enough rooms to have a small open plan kitchen living area. A caravan without wheels and made differently. That'll be fine. But pretending something is what it isn't is just. What's a yurt? I don't know what a yurt is. Could be my ignorance. It completely is my ignorance. But I'm willing to be educated. What is a yurt? Go on, I'll bite. What is a yurt? It's like a tent. Is it a tent just with a different pole configuration? Like a teepee, for instance, is a tent with a different bloody. Or a gazebo. It's a tent. Wouldn't like to sleep in one of those though. Don't have floors properly. But it's a tent. Alright, it's a posh tent, but it's a tent. So, Fine, I'll go stay in a yurt, but as long as we know we're staying in a tent. It has heating? It's in between a tent and a yeah, so it's a big tent. So you can fit big things in it. And you don't have to take it down. That sounds alright. As long as I can separate myself from the people I don't want to talk to, I'm fine. Don't forget, Ali, I'm old and grumpy now. No. You're not getting me on dance floors. I'm not doing karaoke because I don't drink. You might do if I was drunk, but I generally don't drink anymore. So you're not getting me on karaoke. Oh no, I don't know which one she's in, Ali. Essentially, yes, it is northern. That's what it is. Glamping is just a posh term to get just a term to get posh people to go camping. How are we gonna get them? Oh, well, they're gonna need power supplies, aren't they? What, in a tent? Yeah, well, we're gonna have to have power supplies in the tent. Otherwise, they can't charge the laptops and the iPhones and the whatever they can't do without 30 fucking seconds. I'll take a photograph of whatever they've just crapped out of the backside. Yeah, I don't get all that. So I don't care what you're eating. It's gonna get turned into a big brown sausage anyway. Just eat the damn thing. Go away. And so now you understand the type of people that I'm generally just like, oh, I really can't be bothered. But I have Sparkles. And Sparkles is very good at keeping that bit of me tucked away in my own little head and not coming out of my mouth like it sometimes does. However, she doesn't have 100% control over what I say on the internet, which terrifies her a little bit, but she doesn't. And she allows that because she's usually sat just behind me whenever I'm doing a stream. So she's aware, she gets to hear it. I'll sometimes get disapproving looks, but she never stops me because she's aware. I'll only go so far because I am on the internet and I am Laz. I am a character, really. Don't take anything I say. Everything's meant in a joking way. It's not meant to cause offence or harm. It's meant to, at worst, it's meant to cause education. God, oh no. Oh. At worst, it's supposed to entertainment is more of the value. Whether it be listening to a man with a voice that you find soothing ramble on while you go to sleep, watching me paint, and Ali reminding me to keep the thing in actual shot. Yeah, I'm Laz is Laz and Laz is Laz unapologetically. Which is why I assumed you stayed through all of that and quite possibly found some of it amusing. It's like, oh, do you want to know something else? I was just like, no. That's like Steve down the road, that. Didn't know Steve painted models. When did you start wearing glasses? Or is that the front? No, that's definitely the front, isn't it? Oh, yeah, that's me. Hello, anyone new. Nice to meet you. Welcome in. Move to the centre, that's alright, thank you. It does take that delay's annoying. Because I'm watching on YouTube on my phone, I get the chat from that instantly as you type it on YouTube. Because I am streaming through streaming software, there is a delay. So I get to respond to comments quicker than they actually come out on these. Yep. Yeah. I'm not averse to criticism or potential advice. So if you're going, have you got that colour instead? No, that might work better. I'll have a look, see if I've got it, because I've got no idea what actual colours I've got. I know it's a lot of the Citadel range, but I'm not sure how much of it. Or at least a lot of the older Citadel paint range. 1 or 2 contrasts, not many. A set of the original Army Painter speed paints, the ones that they recalled because of the reactivation thing, that I loved. I thought that was fantastic. I slap chopped my entire Tyranid army with those paints because of that reason. I thought that's the whole point of it. It self-blended. Yes, I am on portrait mode on that one. I think I've mentioned the horizontal mode before. Just for those people who may have found me on the phone scrolling and thinking, actually, no, I'd rather go do this kind of. Oh, shame it's only a shot. No, I have a full actual video version available as a live stream as well. Which means you get to see my messy desk more. And actually the screen of my phone. Yep, it is. It was absolutely spot on for. I have finally got the wing to go back on the winged Hive Tyrant that I kit bash from a non-annihilator head, a winged Hive Tyrant lower legs, and a little bit of lower half and wings. And the main body was a Neuro Tyrant. Worked out alright. It's not that bad. I think I've covered most of it with me. But you do get to see a lot more of this side, where all these are stacked up if you're watching from over here. Landscape mode, that's what it's called. I knew it was called something. Remember that calendar. No, it's not that bad, it's just a bit extra over here. I think you do get a slightly better resolution off the camera. Obviously the eyes are going to be pink, and I've got to give this a yellow wash yet as well. And then I can look at painting the really, really bright tips and possibly... move away from the radiator and banging. That might help me stay in the actual part of the screen as well. Oh, it's not that bad over this side. Over that side. It flicks and changes. However, that side's easier for me to see on the chat. I can actually read the chat properly. Whereas I do struggle a little bit with the phone because it goes so quick. Which is why I have to have it right in front of me. Because otherwise I'd miss every single comment, and that's just not fair, really. I have it right in front of me because that one's so easy to just glance at and read. So I have to make the other one just as easy. Just got to get used to the timings. Anyway, onto the washing of this thing. I don't want it quite that heavy, and I want it to pull more that way. I hate using washes sometimes. Just don't do what you want. You don't. Pain in the ass. And sometimes you just want to glaze a little bit. Doesn't help that the model's absolutely small and you've not got it pinned on anything like you usually do. I usually have it on something like this, don't I? So why I've not done that this time? I'm an idiot, that's why. Absolute buffoon, moron. Ooh, yeah, I believe he has a box of... I've not seen the post. I believe he has a box of something. If you wish to tell me what the post is, because I don't wish to pause right this very second. If you just want to confirm... Oh, 40k with paints. Yes, so I believe he's made his first purchase. And it is a Leagues of Votann box. Essentially, you know the models that I didn't get the first issue of with the sprues in, but I got the second half with the single sprue and all the bases. He got the box of them. So he's actually going to be able to paint them and put them together. But to be quite honest, after looking at those bloody bikes, yeah, good luck to him. It is one of those little things, isn't it, Nolan? You've got to, yeah. You're either paying attention to the chat or you're paying attention to the model. It's difficult to do both at one time. What I try and do is, whenever I'm taking a small break just to look at the model, I'll try and clock both chats just to see if anyone's said anything, or it helps me try and keep up because I know there's a little bit of a delay as well. And I can also waffle crap for ages, so I can talk while I'm painting, which helps. So if someone actually gives me something that I can sit there and go blah, 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 about, it's not really... It's alright. It's alright. Interacting, however, directly with people can be a little bit difficult, especially if you've got two different things going on at once. So, still having Ali back in the portrait mode view, and you obviously now moved over to the landscape mode view, or horizontal view. Now it's watching both, but it's doable. It is. You've just got to stay aware of it. It's basically it's multitasking for a busy mind is better for settling. Every day is waffling. Yes, it is. I mutter and talk to myself all the time. All the time. You've moved back so Ali's not alone. Oh, thank you. Thank you. See? However, you have left somebody completely... I do have one viewer. You may have just left Sparkles alone. There was only one other viewer, I think. I don't know actually, because that's not that accurate at telling me whether or not people are watching on horizontal mode. Sometimes it tells me only one person's watching on horizontal mode, when in fact there's 5 people watching on horizontal mode. And I know these 5 people because I can see them watching up and down. I can see them talking, I can see them chatting. But it's only telling me there's one person in there. It's like, oh, well, that's a blatant lie. And sometimes it tells me there's 5 and it's like, no, there's nobody. Okay. It lies to me. The computer lies to me. Not only does it scream and shout at me, it lies to me. Sparkles is okay. Sparkles is fine. In fact, Sparkles may have stopped watching by now and decided she's gone to bed. She's like, no, that's enough. I'm going to sleep now. I might love him, but I don't love him more than sleep. Night. Eyes going weird. Right. Refocus. Done. Let's have a look at this one on the back. Now, these are only really simple paint jobs. I love sleep. Don't get me wrong. I do love sleep. Thing is, on the rare occasion I do have trouble sleeping, then I have trouble sleeping. But if I'm not having trouble sleeping, yeah, I can sleep for 12 hours. Mostly because of the medication that I'm on, but I can still sleep for 12 hours. And then probably have another 2-3 hours after a lock up during the day. Because those things are bloody exhausting. So yeah, I can sleep a lot. But then again, I have the problems when, just as everybody else, some nights I just can't sleep no matter what I try. You get people like my mother-in-law who can sleep pretty much anywhere and maybe continue to snore for the rest of the evening. If it picks up on the mic, please tell me and I will turn the thingy down so it doesn't pick up as much. So, Ickle Spider. Bright yellow. I'm going to brighten the pink eyes up. Yeah, don't worry. They're eventually going to finish up with this and a little white spot, but at least this points out where the eyes are. Yes, Ali, you can go ahead and sing the song now. Do you want me to count you in? 1, 2, 3, 4. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow sub. Because, yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. Oh! Right, so I need to brighten that thing up now, don't I? Okay, so move up to pink horror. Ah! Citadel colour. Can't you tell? Ridiculous bleeding name. Can't just name something normally for a change, just once. See, there you go. Look, Procryl. What colour is it? Bronze. What kind? It's bronze. What's that one? Titanium white. It's got to be something. Bold titanium white. So it's bright white then? Yeah. All together now. We are living in an Orky village. Orky clan. Orky clan. We all live in an Orky clan. An Orky clan. An Orky clan. In the clan when I was born, there was an axe for me. The old boss should go out and fight for things. We all live in an Orky clan. Orky clan. Orky clan. We all live in an Orky clan. Orky clan. Orky clan. Well, the knobs, they said the boss was called a war against the humans. So he's gonna go and fight in the things and the tracks. We're gonna go and stomp on your heads. Stomp on your heads. Stomp on your heads. We are gonna stomp on your heads. Stomp on your heads. Stomp on your heads. So I apologise for anyone who's never experienced that before. It doesn't happen often. It really doesn't. But yeah, occasionally, things in my head get out. And yeah, I was one of them. I really do have to pay attention to what's in my head and what gets out, though, don't I? I really have to pay attention to what's in my head and what's allowed to get out and what can get out. See, that wasn't too bad. That's an okay allowed to get out. And it hurts my throat. And I've got to talk. I want to talk about other things. I can't. It's a sparkle. It's a magical world of sparkles and oak. I can't dominate everything with 40k, even though Warp Spider is possibly what the designation of the species of this may be. Name, no idea. This might be the yellow warp spider. You don't have to do all the voices, but if you're a DM that wishes to do voices, I'm assuming that your players are more than happy to take note of every single voice you've done, of every single character that you've done in every single village, so they can go back and quiz you on the things that you threw together at the spur of the moment because they wanted to know who else was in the tavern, and you picked up 4 random NPCs and they've gone and talked to all of them and they've wanted frigging voices. That's what players do. Players are assholes. They are. Because they're fully aware that you've not just got that it's not a scripted character. They know issue. They won't get bored just because they click on it and you give them NPC answers. You can't get away with that in a D&D game as easily. You either just got to say they grunt at you and they shun you away, in which case the party might get violent, or you've got to make up a character for them to talk to. Thank you very much, Norm. Thank you. As I said, this channel has never been a thing ever in whatever the original intentions, whatever they may be. I'm aware that this could just get completely taken out of my hands and become yours, all of yours, because all I do is sit here and paint live. If enough of you like me, can enjoy me, find me amusing, find me whatever you get from my streams, that is entirely up to you, and I'm glad you get that from it. But if there's enough of yous, then I lose a lot of the, because I'm always live, I lose a lot of the controls on this. It essentially becomes your channel, and I am very easily sent off on tangents, as Ali is well known, and as you've seen tonight, started with Yellow Submarine, became an ARC version, and yeah, just ran just because, yeah. So yeah, I'm here for therapy. I have no handles on the reins. I hope somebody does. And I'm more than welcome to anybody to come along on the ride. Like, quick, come watch this. What? We're watching a 40-year-old bloke have a nervous breakdown over models. What? Nah. A few names. Name suggestions are welcome right now. However, probably the best place to put them is in the Discord. Yeah, well, there is that. Sparkles is, yeah, but she's gonna sleep. So's her mother behind me, so I think only my teenagers are gonna be awake now. I would imagine it's only my teenagers. If my youngest is awake now, I'm worried. He could come down and he will want to be on camera, regardless of the fact that like 11 o'clock at night. Oh, Dad, what are you doing? I'll stand there purposely trying to edge into my eye line just to make sure I know he's there, so he can. He's a little bugger. He's certainly not camera shy when it comes to being on here. However, all my streams once he's gone to bed. Except for the Wednesday ones. And obviously they have school holidays, don't they? So sometimes during the holidays you treat it to my son. Okay, Ali, thank you very much for coming in and staying for as long as you do. Night. Have a good night. Hope you sleep well. So, Brad, how's the dwarf going? Sorry, Northern. That's Ali's last comment, and that's the next one as well. Northern. Hopefully he's a red, because of where he lives. Hopefully you're a red. If you're not a red from where you're living, man, that's ooh. I'm disappointed. Oh, wait a minute. Do a go Flash gets yellow, or do a go golden yellow? I'm gonna go Flash gets. I'm gonna go Flash gets just because of I don't want to I only need a little bit, but I have more flash kits and it's pretty much the same colour. And I fucking hate yellow either way, so flash kits yellow it is. Right. Now we need 2 little pincers on its end of its backside. Am I in camera shot? Yes, I am. Can you see anything that I'm painting? No, can you bugger? So 2 little pincers that are on its backside. And all the little Tootsie Toes. Now, haven't you noticed that these are very, very simple paint jobs? But as I said, even though I set up slap chop, I don't actually slap chop all my models. In fact, I slap chop very few. I don't. I think the slap chop technique is only applicable to certain things. And okay, if you can apply it to pretty much anything, but it gives it anything it's not designed for, really. It gives a certain aesthetic to, and it's not actually that nice. It's acceptable. Don't get me wrong. If that's the way you paint, and you painted a 2,000 point army and turned up for that with the game, and I'd be more than happy to go, no, well painted army, more than enough to play. You don't have to pay the tax in points that bloody things tell you to play if we're playing that way. Although I don't like that anyway, so probably scrap that. Because I like proxies, so tournament rules are out of the way for me. But yeah, personally, I'm not overly keen on the slap chop method outside the few cases that it's actually applicable and it works. So things like Tyranids, it works excellently for. But other things I don't like on Space Marines. Space Marines are awful. Oh, they are. Little model games, they are more fun to play when they just got a touch of paint on them. Just a touch. It doesn't need to be a full. Yeah, I'm trying to win a golden demon here. No, not many people win that, so don't bother. If it's just for a home game, but it is nice to just have it painted in. When I ran the D&D session for Sparkles and my eldest using the cats, just because I wanted painted enemies for them to fight, they were fighting Neurogaunt and a Neurolictor. However, that is the spider pretty much done now. It just needs the final dot of white, but that'll have to wait till everything's dried properly. That's not doing too bad. Let's how am I gonna? It needs another dry brush with a brighter colour over the fur. It needs the white dots going on all the eyes. Obviously, the bright bits are now bright. This is, of course, going on the upper scale of the. So this is going on the curved bit. You know, the bit, right? Northern, you're not aware of this because this is part of an entire diorama. So I've already done the ground layer, the sea level and the ground layer, kind of. I've got to finish off the bar, but that's something else. I've moved up on the left hand side to make the basically what is the walkway for the living quarters section ish. Something with doorways where it looks like people can go in and out. So because there is another doorway at the bottom. It's not open. It's just painted in black, but it's to signify a doorway. So I've got the kind of quarter circle section of bridge off walkway section. These are for that, and there's got to be 9 characters up there. I'm up to 4. These are going to make 6. That'll leave another 3 that I've got to go on there, and then I've got to make all the bases for them. Thank you very much, Ali, for putting them all in. Is that Northern? Northern, is that your channel? I shall have to check that out. And obviously, Twisted Nerves painting and Anfield Road layout in the loft. Does it actually tell me what the full thing is? Because he won't tell me what it is. Thank you very much, Northern. Thank you. As much as I plan, much of it I don't. So although I knew I was going yellow and pink, I had no idea I had the yellows that were in my head or the pinks that were in my head. Turns out I didn't. And I've had to do it with other yellows and pinks. Because I have limited paint range. That's what I'm asking for this year for Christmas, by the way. I'm asking for a different paint range to Citadel. Any suggestions from anyone, please feel free to either post them in the comment section, put them in Discord, type them right now, but I'll probably forget right now. If it's a comment, at least I can go back and go, what was that again? Oh yeah. It's a more of a paper. I'm an old school. I need a paper trail. Otherwise I'll forget things. Post-it notes are wonderful. It's just that I'll have too many of them. I'll need a folder for my post-it notes, and then a fucking bookshelf for my folders of my post-it notes. Never have enough. Vallejo. I do have some Vallejo. Vallejo Model Ivory is my favourite paint of all time. So far, it's the best ivory that I've ever used. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm yet to try the Pro Acryl one, and I've been very impressed with what I've seen and used from Pro Acryl. But the Vallejo one is if I can get one, I will buy that one. But didn't they go out of business or get bought out? Yeah, Vallejo. However you say it, I don't know. That one. Yeah. But I'm not too keen on the kits, and I don't know enough about my colour range to know which colour ranges I want to duplicate or fill in. So ideally I'm looking for this is kind of a mega bundle. Not too expensive, but yeah, not like the GW, here's 6 paints and a brush and a Space Marine. Have at it. Not one of them ones. So I'm at least looking to try and get something that's got about 20 or 30 paints in it. Maybe a couple of metallics, maybe some of the speed paints. I don't know. That's why I'm considering Army Paint or War Paints. See if they do something. Or see if I can get Pro Acryl ranges or anything like that. I will go Vallejo if it's available. I have a P3 that I've yet to use, which is the blue. Speaking of blue, that's what he's supposed to be, but he's supposed to be orange as well, isn't he? I don't know what it is. It's a fox. Not much of it is. How much of it is actual fur and skin? How much of it is. Obviously, the tail is fur and skin. The face and ears, feet, hands. But then there's a lot of fur trim on the actual clothing. Obviously there's a cloak, there's a crotch cloth. They've all got crotch cloths, haven't they? and trousers. He's got bloody wraps around his leg. Oh, this is getting complicated. I just wanted to do blue. Well, kind of blue. It looks like that's going to be the colour of the cloak. I don't know what the friggin' hell I'm going to do for the cloak and tabard. I don't know what I'm going to do. Not sure what I'm going to do for the trousers and the undershirt. No, the undershirt's going to be blue. Yeah, no, most of it's going to be that. It's just the strapping that's going to be different. He, however, is going to be starting out with Wild Rider Red. Is it Wild Rider? No. Starting out with Wazdaka Red, then going to Wild Rider Red, and then moving to Bright Orange on the outside. Why do I do this? Why do I do this to myself? I know I don't think I'm good enough to pull this off, but there's only one way I'm gonna find out in there. Really. Let's be honest with this. If the only way I'm gonna find out is to actually give it a go. Now, when it comes to painting the fur on this little chap, yeah, I'm gonna need that brush is gonna be too much for it. Do I have a smaller version? Yes, I do. Excellent. Oh, right. Northern with Vulpes, you might be onto something. Sparkles likes Pokemon. I like Pokemon as well, by the way. But Sparkles likes Pokemon. And Vulpix is a very, very cutesy little Pokemon. So, I don't have Troll Slayer Orange. I don't have the Troll Slayer Orange, which is why I'm having to go through the Wild Rider, because it's the closest thing I've kind of brightening up the dark red and then moving up to a very bright orange at the end. I seem to have a slightly I'm not sure if I have a slightly unconventional colour selection method. I think what I've done so far works. I mean, even the oddness of, I know technically my Tyranids shouldn't work because the green, yellow, and purple. It shouldn't work. But it kinda does. I don't mean it does actually work. But it shouldn't. If you think about putting those colours, and yeah, it's weird. Ah, perfect. But this is a magical fox. So it is not quite the same as standard fox. I just know I wish to start out with a red or underneath before I move up into any brighter oranges or brighter reds. It's how I've written away the fact that I've got. In fact, you've not seen any of the other characters, have you? Because I have done one character this evening, and I usually do one character per stream. In the case of this, because I want to see how this red is going to be, and I want to compare it to the red panda that I've already painted, I'm going to go get the rest of the stuff. Now, it's difficult to portray the rest of the stuff on portrait mode. They are on Discord, but they're scattered all over the place. So, and some of them, I don't think all of them are on Discord yet, and certainly not in angles that I can show. Yeah, I wish to go get them anyway, because I want to see how the red panda's looking against this, which is going to be a fox. Doesn't take long. I'm really. Oh, don't tell me my microphone's gone off again. Has my microphone gone off? Has it gone all weird? I hate it if it does that because I don't know now. Oh, you don't have to move to landscape. I can get it on mostly. It's just it gets it on pretty fully on landscape. So that's where the red panda is down there, and he will be going up here on this section. You can hear me? Awesome. It's just that sometimes it stops a little bar going up and down and I don't understand. So I'm going to need to grab the little red panda out anyway. Who is this little chappy? Who I want to compare him to, because I do want him to be brighter than... Yeah, he will be much brighter than the more brown red panda. Much more bear-like in tone. You can see on the tail just about. But yeah, as people have not heard, we do have Sparkles, Oak, Gris, Cyclone, Storm, who's just gone diving off the top there. Chester, get back here. Chester, who's just took a nosedive off. A barbarian butterfly that is yet to be named. Also the bumblebee, green and purple bumblebee. This is why the colours are a little bit flexible. The green and purple bee companion for them. The Cthulhu Warlock bartender, who is yet to be named, and have we got a name for the purple bunny yet? I don't think we have a name for the purple bunny yet. Is it Nadal for the weird gold-eyed goat paladin? I think it's Nadal. Neither class nor name given to the blacksmith though. Who's the blacksmith cat? Who's kind of greeny purple. He's weird, but nothing given to him or his familiar, who is the little fire-breathing thing down here. Still got to base these though, which is where these next two are going to go, is up here with these, so they will be getting bases same as Shamash's, where they can line up along a certain section and the bases will match where they're standing. So that's going to be a whole heap of fucking fun. That is going to be a whole heap of fun. No, classes. Oh, and I forgot we've got Batman. Yeah, that is pretty much Batman. The face is Batman's face, yellow eyes. Just he's got a green hood. It is going to be a thief. I'm aware I am building a level 7 rogue thief with a fly speed. I am aware of that. I am also aware that I've just built a barbarian with a fly speed as well. So, yeah. The barbarian, it's not been fully... it's probably going to be totem barbarian, but custom totems. So I get to again have a little bit of fun. But yeah, I wanted to see how he looked against that and how that will look up there. That's not going to be too bad, as long as I can get it on somewhere that's. Oh, as long as I put the spider on somewhere like there, where it can actually be seen, rather than right next to essentially Chester, who's just got all the same colours. Having Dave and David to break them up will help. Flopsy the Destroyer. Please put that. Find the bunny. Find the bunny on Discord. It'll be in either the bunny will probably be in the Sparkles and Oak discussion. Put Flopsy on there. Put Flopsy the Destroyer. Flopsy the Destroyer with arcane stone enchanted axe. Awesome. That I'm fine for that. I don't think Flopsy has it. I don't think. See, he's took quick, can it? Jeez, you might be able to some of that one. Where's my little book? I did write all the who's got what class, who needs naming, who's got nothing down at one point. So let's see what we've got. We have Sparkles, who's a cleric and life domain, which is Oak, who's a druid, circle of land. Storm, who's a sorcerer, undecided. I'm thinking wild magic or tempest. Gris, which is a wizard. Sid, who's a fighter. Shadow fighter? Oh, those are the two sharks. Yes, Nadal, who's the paladin. Shamash, who's the red snake guy who had the base already done to stand on the thingy section. He's a paladin of the crown. Chester, unknown magic class yet. Warlock bartender, yet to have a name, but has the Pact of Tome and Oldham. Barbarian butterfly, yet to have a name. Purple bunny, yet to have a class and a name. So the purple bunny does not have a class or a name. But we do already have 2 paladins, 2 fighters, a rogue bat, and a cleric, a druid, a sorcerer, a wizard, and a warlock. So Flopsy's, put it in there. If you've got a class that you've got in mind for Flopsy, pop that in there as well. Even how to customize it a little bit for it being a rabbit. But Flopsy is not off the tables at all. I quite like the idea. Oh, I had a slow start and it's been 2 hours. Right, Eyes of Mancunian as but she is so cute as well. Oh, you're right. If you got a full character idea, please feel free. Put that in, and if Sparkles goes, I like that. That's the character sheet, dude. That will be the character sheet. That is how flops. That is how it will run. Pretty much. If she says no, I like that, then she like that. That's what you gotta be. Although I quite like the idea as well, because it gives me character quirk. It gives me how to run. It's not an unintelligent barbarian. it's a very emotional barbarian, so not much charisma, but has a higher intelligence. Yeah, that is about. So for anyone who's new, anyone who's just popped in, the magical world of Sparkles and Up, which is what I'm working on tonight. I'm working on characters. Uh, your input is requested. It's not like can we? It's like it's more than welcome. If you look at that character and go, no, I see that, and even I look at it and go, yeah, okay, I'll argue your case with Sparkles, because if it just makes sense, then it just makes sense. However, if it's one that I was like, it's not bad. See if there's any others that come in that just hit that mark. And if Sparkles gets one that hits that mark for her, she says yes, and then I don't get to say anything. That's it from there onwards. But anything said within the chats, I often forget, so it's usually better to put it in a comment, or if you're part of the Discord, put it in the channel. I will come in and do the obligatory wave and welcome as well. So once I've done the stream as Northern, don't worry. I'm not being ignorant. It's just obviously you have a YouTube channel yourself. You will understand. I'm currently in the middle of a stream. That's why Discord has that little do not disturb mode. It comes in bloody useful. Especially if you've got a noisy phone and Discord is on your phone. I mean, I can mute the entire thing, but then that would kind of negate the point of people being able to at me. Especially in places where I'm a mod or it's my own server. Just kind of makes sense to be able to get messages. Right. Wild Rider. Just to stop that being quite as boldly read on some points. Still going to keep some of the dark areas, but I will be brightening up quite prominent areas. Certainly snout and eye ridges. You may even get a bright pink nose or a bright yellow nose just so we can match the spider, who will be his beast companion as a Beastmaster Ranger. And then use more the orange for the cheeks and sections. And it's been a pleasure having you in as well, Northern. Thank you for coming in and watching us tonight. Do you go enjoy Alien Earth? I've only seen the first episode, but if it's any good, let me know. I'll see you on Monday. There's my next stream, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Oh no, it's Wild Rider already, but I want pure Wild Rider this time, don't I? Just to help brighten. These very tips of the cheeks and going up the ears. I do want those bits to be brightest. And I am going to have to put a tiny bit of ivory on him as well. So, yeah, I've just realised that. What I'm going to have to do is... Now I've just done that. Hopefully be able to come back with some ivory. If it's still workable. Please be workable. Oh, no. Yeah, no, snout's still going to have to be. Worked in a little bit more stiffly underneath here. Sorry, I'm off camera. Yeah, up underneath the muzzle around here. Because foxes do have that more whitey section, don't they? We're definitely going to have that in there. Good job I remembered before the end. And then we go for Fire Dragon Bright. I remembered why I stopped using that brush, and that's because it started to split. I'm going to do a little bit of mixing just to see if I can stop it from being a stark contrast. As I move up through the layers. Not saying I'm going to be able to manage it, but I'll give it a go. Ah, forgot to do the tail. I forgot to do the tail. Why have I had a red mix first? Tip's going to have to be done ivory as well. Ah. No, I can Fire Dragon Bright, can't I? I could probably get away with wet blending to a degree at the moment. That's something I don't get a chance to do very often on the model. Let's at least get half a layer in of wet blending first. And then just brighten it up as I need to. And so particularly around the ears and around the sides of the muzzle of the fox. Don't know how well that comes through on camera. But it is not as plain red as when I painted it a moment ago. I do want it to be subtle. I need it to be subtle. I don't want it to be a stark pow. Otherwise, what's the point in trying to blend? I'm quite happy with how the furs turned out though on this one. And obviously I'm happy with the yet to be named Void Warp Spider. And he's not being called Yellow Sub. or Yellow Sub or anything like that. Even though I did sing Yellow Submarine because it does look like the Yellow Submarine. But I'm going to call it an evening now. 2 hours. It's a little bit late for me. But thank you for everyone who's come in tonight, and all the new subscribers and members to Discord, and everybody who spent time to come and say hello, spend a little bit of your time with me while I go through therapy. Ooh, I'm a poet, I didn't know it. Enough of that crap, I'm waffling now. So thank you again. Please drive safe, everyone, and have a good evening.